So Andy, I'll get started. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're joining us from. In today's webinar, as I noted, we are going to be talking about what's new in risk agentic AI, focusing on the optimized GRC issue resolution workflow. Some of you saw when you logged in, we're running a special webinar featuring ServiceNow experts and a best-selling author, Sam Conniff. I will put that link in the chat for you so you can sign up for that, where they're talking about bold ideas into bold actions in an AI-driven world. As you know, AI agents are very important to ServiceNow right now, and they're like smart assistants that can help you do a lot of work on your own. They gather information, they make decisions, and they complete tasks without needing constant input from humans. And the ServiceNow AI agents can think for themselves, learn from their experiences, and they work together with other AI agents to figure out what needs to be done in the best way possible. And this makes your business processes faster and more efficient. And as I noted, today we're specifically focusing on the issue resolution workflow within IRM, but you should join us for other sessions to see AI in action across the platform, as there's a lot going on. But before we get into this, I do need to read our safe harbor statements, but I'm not going to read it verbatim. I'm just going to let you know that we try to be as transparent as possible in these sessions. But as a public company, we do have some limitations. So please take anything today we say about future development or features as it's intended. We're really trying to share with you our vision, but know that when it comes to development, sometimes timelines and priorities can shift. So our statements are guidelines at best and should not be used for any purchase decisions or investments. For other housekeeping notes, everybody is on mute, but that doesn't mean you can't ask questions. We just ask that you use the Q&A feature to do so that we can best answer them. If we don't get to your question, sometimes it's because your questions are unique to your own experience or because we don't have time and we know we're going to miss out on some of the important material, and we will get back to you offline with some of those answers. Today's session is being recorded and it will be available on demand in the ServiceNow community forum and on our YouTube channel in case you want to reference back to today's conversation or share it with your colleagues. Finally, there is a short survey at the end of the session, and we'd really appreciate if you took a few minutes to complete this as we use this feedback to improve sessions moving forward, and we value your input. So we have another session going on tomorrow. As I said, these only touch the surface of some of our latest AI enhancements, but please sign up for that. If you're interested, that can be done so in the ServiceNow community, or I will send a link in the chat. Also, if you haven't investigated our AI control tower, that was one of the most attended and most asked about announcements we made at Knowledge. A lot going on there. So definitely link and go through to that recording if you're interested. But if you're interested in other sessions, we do try to keep as up to date as possible with all of our risk and ESG events in the community. So the QR code there should link you to the community events where you can link through to register. So as you likely know, everything that we're talking about today is already available in the ServiceNow store. So exciting, exciting, exciting. But let's move on to our speakers. So Sakath is an inbound product manager, which means he's hands-on and leading the team in developing solutions such as this one you're seeing today. He's an experienced project leader with a demonstrated history in working in this role at ServiceNow and several other leading software companies over the past decade plus. He's skilled at driving and consulting and implementing solutions with a proven track record of delivering value to our clients and customers. His strong information technology background is complemented by business acumen, having received his MBA from India School of Business. Welcome, Sakath. And then Andy. Many of you will know Andy Bowden as one of our amazing outbound product managers. He's well-versed in everything ServiceNow risk and spends much of his time interacting with customers like you, primarily in Europe, but definitely, if you're in the US, you've probably seen him on demos and informative sessions with his team. Andy's been with us for more than 3 years, but he has a deep background in GRC, having spent much of his career consulting in this space. And again, he's been working in GRC for nearly a decade. So with that, I will hand it over to Andy and put this session into your capable hands. Andy?
Excellent. Thanks, Roz. Lovely introduction there for me and to Kev. Thank you very much for that. Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's session. We'll just jump straight into it, to be honest. So let me expand this slide out. So before we go into the Agentic AI use case, we just really wanted to kind of level set everyone in where we're going with AI with ServiceNow risk and compliance. So we really believe that the future belongs to risk and compliance teams who embrace AI. And effectively, we're already seeing with some of our clients who are actually using it to get a competitive advantage in their market space and in their industries. And they're starting to leapfrog those teams who don't. So what we really want to do though is I'm going to outline our three key investment themes that we're looking for, or outcomes, I should say, with regards to our AI use cases in the future. And the main point of these are to force multiply the power of your organization. And when I say organization, I really mean the second and third line functions within our clients. Because, when I speak to clients, I speak to risk managers, I speak to compliance professionals, it's a interesting world we currently live in, and effectively what they're being asked to do is more with less. So, effectively saying, I need to comply with these regulations, this global update to this framework, but with the same team, or we're looking to expand the business into this area, but we're, all the risks and issues that that brings up, we're still managing with the same people within our team. So what we're looking to do is the first one is boost productivity. So you'll see this with numerous of our features coming, cut through the noise, auto generate summaries. You'll see that with the issue summarization. That video is already available on What's New that we released in January. But also, as Roz said, you'll see some of these other updates coming on our session tomorrow, which is updates for Now Assist IRM. So you'll see some of those points raised there as well. We're also looking to improve effectiveness and quality, so enable better compliance through smarter, more reliable AI-driven insights. So where we can, we use the AI to gather that information for us, generate better insights. And also the final one is boosting team satisfaction. So where we can with some of these repetitive tasks, let's make an AI take it up for us. So that really enables our risk and compliance teams to focus on the high value tickets, the riskiest areas of the business effectively, and they can focus their time on that. So actually, I think all three of these points lead us nicely into our session today for what Saketh will show you shortly for our agentic AI use case for issue resolution. Now, but before we jump into that, I want to kind of set the scene for what we're seeing, in particular for issue management, and how that challenge is a large challenge that we discuss with a lot of our enterprise customers. So, just a few facts that you can see here in terms of when we discussed our customers, on average, over 2,000 issues were created annually per customer. And of those, only 70% were closed or resolved within the same calendar year they were created. Reason for that, around half of them suggested a lack of sufficient context was a major bottleneck for the faster issue resolution. So, without these automated recommendations, identifying and executing remediation was a big pain point for our customers. Issues come in, they're not sure how to fix them. They're not sure how to, assign remediation tasks, how to create those tasks individually. And this is why we focus really on issue management as the first key point for agentic AI. Because as you'll know, in risk and compliance, everything filters down to issues. They're a gap within the business, they're a control failure. So how are we going to fix those? So I won't cover off this in too much detail, but in terms of the way it's built, the AI agent orchestrator takes advantage of two AI agents in its team. The first one is an issue action plan AI agent, and that is what it'll do is the AI agent will go through similar past issues within the instance of ServiceNow, and it will propose a structured action plan. If a user wants to progress from there, it will identify that action plan and write it to the record in the details tab. But then the next step is it will go through and actually create those as individual remediation tasks. And that's when the second agent steps in as well. So the remediation tasks AI agent. and it takes the action plan and it actually presents them as individual remediation tasks or actions, you may say, against that issue. So again, this is really powering our users forward in terms of driving faster, standardized issue remediation. It is available in our IRM Professional Plus or Enterprise Plus licensing. So that is the generative AI agent licensing add-on for our IRM customers. And so with that, I won't keep, your suspense anymore. I'll hand over to Sakef, who'll take you through a demo for that.
Hey, thank you, Andy.
Over to you. I'll stop the share if you want to take the share, Sakef.
Sure, I'll do that. I hope you can see the screen.
Yep, we can see it, Sakef.
All right. Hey, good morning, good evening, team. My colleague Andy covered it very well. Just before I dive into this demo, I would again reiterate, like when remediation task takes too long, it not only impacts this overall service levels, but also increases our overall exposure to the risk. Now, with this in mind, we have developed this agentic AI system, and this is more specifically in the issue resolution process. This is going to give us accelerate the overall issue resolution process. Now, without much ado, I'll jump into this demo. You can see this as the demo instance. I've logged in as a demo user, Jim Halpert. Now we are also seeing an issue that is opened here with the issue number as 20012, ending with 20012. Now you can see a purple banner here, which is guiding the issue owner here, in this case, Jim, saying now Assist can guide you to remediate this issue. Now, after this demo, I'll also quickly go through and walk you through what is the plugin that is required to enable this Now Assist panel. Now, this sparkle button that you see here is the Now Assist pane. Now, as you can see, the conversation has already started. It is guiding the issue owner here, in this case, Jim, asking how can the agent help you with his work today. Now, he can either generate a KB article, generate GRC issue action plan, or get help. In our case, I'm going ahead on clicking this generate GRC issue action plan. Now, once we do this, we have, as I said, two agents in this agentic AI workflow. One is issue action plan AI agent, and the other one is remediation task AI agent. Now, the step one is the agent is fetching the relevant issues that are matched to this particular issue number. At the first step, it has given an issue summary to the issue owner, Jim, explaining him what is this particular issue about with a short description. Now it is further proceeding to identify similar issue records. I'll also navigate through the agentic workflow behind the screens on what are the prompts that my engineering team has designed, giving the agent instructions on how does it fetch the similar issue records. Now, the system, the agentic workflow here has identified the similar issues. It went through all those records of those similar issues, and it identified and consolidated a generated action plan or enriched action plan for this particular issue. Now, you can see that first step, it has generated an issue to Jim, and then subsequently it generated an action plan. Now, you can review the action plan here, close to 7 steps, and we have an option to accept, edit, or dismiss this action plan. I'm going ahead and giving accept. Now, you can also focus here under the overview status that action plan currently is none. But once we accept it, the system is going to save the action plan and generate it here. Now, this is one great leap, helping Jim or issue owners in specific, helping them automate the creation of action plan, which otherwise would have took a lot of days or hours. Now, the second agent is going to come into the picture now. Based on the action plan, the agentic workflow is also triggering another agent, which is remediation task AI agent. Now, this remediation task AI agent, which is today done manually, right now you can see it is 0. Now, the agent here is recommending the remediation task based on the action plan that is suggested by the agent, which short description and the long description very clearly articulating what each remediation task is about. Now, the gym or issue owner in this case can go through all of these. And again, they have the option to accept, edit, dismiss. I am going to accept it, and you're going to see the remediation task are all auto-populated here. Now, it is going to happen iteratively. I think there are 7 steps here. So now the agent is creating all these remediation tasks one after the other. We have 5 created. I think there are 2 more. Yeah. Yeah, so it is also confirming the user that here are the list of remediation tasks that are created with the unique identifier of the individual remediation tasks that are created. You can as well see them published here. I'm going to refresh this, and you can see all of them populated here. Now, the agent at the end is also saying that, I've created the remediation task. Now you can work on yourself to, work on the remediation owners. We also have it in our roadmap to work on the remediation owners as well. But right now, this is what the agent does. All right. Thank you so much for this short demo. This is the optimize issue resolution agent workflow with 2 agents that my colleague Andy covered. For
That's
more details, yeah, definitely please refer the documentation, release notes, or reach out to our account executives. Uh, Ross, I can as well touch upon, how does it look behind the screens, just so that it gives them the flavor. That'll
Yeah, that'd
take
be great.
1
I
minute.
think people on
Yeah,
this call would probably be interested in seeing that.
sure. Yeah. Hey, everyone, you can also navigate to this AI Agent Studio. This is the optimized GRC issue resolution agentic workflow. Now, as I said, this is the agentic AI workflow, that is the umbrella. Now, within this workflow, you have 2 agents. Now, you can see that the instructions are given in such a way that these are all prompts again. The instructions are given in a sequential manner that go ahead and generate the summary first, followed with action plan, and then subsequently the remediation task. And it is also giving the instructions to invoke 2 agents, like I called out earlier. This is the section that is calling out the issue action plan AI agent, which focuses only on the action plan generation, the part 1 of the demo that I covered. And part 2 is about the remediation task AI agent. You can also navigate to the individual agents in the AI Agent Studio, and you will very clearly see what are the mandatory prompts and what are the sequence of steps that my engineers have mentioned here, right? For example, step 4, if I would like to touch upon, it's saying fetch list of similar records based on task description and short description. If no records found, notify the user and terminate, right? So these are all prompts, basically prompt engineering. Now, this is how you define the agents. Now, in the similar fashion, we also have the second agent, that is remediation task AI agent, which is more about creation of the remediation task. Now, in the similar fashion, you have different prompts here. Please feel free to review these prompts. They are all very user friendly and, of course, customizable to meet your business goals. Thank you, Ross. Over to you for
No
questions.
problem. Thank you so much. Andy, I don't know if we can pull back the presentation, but we have had a couple of questions in the chat, but most of them I think have been answered. The only question, I'd love it if you could just quickly explain how many issues are needed, what happens if you're just starting out? Is this something that is absolutely dependent on mature program? How does that work?
Yeah, no problem. I can take that, but Sakef, I'd love your input.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the way that the agents work, as Sakef outlined, is the agents will look at the related issues within your instance of ServiceNow. So it will look at historical issues to help resolve them. Now, the LLM which it uses, or the Now LLM, effectively starts training straight away on your issue. So to put it simply, if you have one issue, it starts working directly from that. So you will need some issues in there, to be honest, in terms of um, how I can then start suggesting other action plans. But when we're speaking to a lot of our clients, they already have issues either in ServiceNow or they're moving to ServiceNow from another tool, so they're importing a lot of issues in. So it will start learning straight away from those issues that you import in. So, Kev, I don't know if you have anything else to add to those.
You're spot on, Andy. I mean, even one historical issue would suffice for the agent to recommend the action plan and remediation task. I think I've touched upon exactly that point in the prompts that I was sharing earlier. If there were no issues, no historical issues found, the system is intelligent enough to, call out that, you don't have enough data. But one similar issue or one historical issue is a good starting point for the agent to generate.
Excellent.
So Andy, I don't know if you can see at the Q&A if there's anything that would be important for a larger audience, or if there's things that we should follow up with specifically with customers asking.
There is a question on. Oh, let me have a quick look. Sorry, people are writing the answers as I speak.
Right.
So there's one which actually, Sakef, you may know the answer to, so I'll ask you, can the AI agent be invoked through effectively the old UI for this, so not the workspace? I suppose I should say to this one's actually been raised by an anonymous attendee. All of the updates with regards to, or I say the majority of the updates with regards to the ServiceNow risk products are only going to be on the workspace, and that was the decision made from Vancouver release onwards. So Vancouver was a few releases ago now, last year. So most of these updates and functionalities will only be available through the workspace. Now, I know there was a slight difference with that from the AI perspective, though. So, Kev, do you know if this will work for the old UI?
Yes, it will work, Andy.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. I thought that might be the case. Yeah, because the issue summarization is also the same. So, yes, this will work through the workspace and also the older UI. But I suppose I would always recommend, just as a point for the future, to build into your roadmap, if you haven't already, a move to the workspaces. Just because, as I said, all of these now, or all the other features in the risk products, will be on the workspaces going forward. So it's always a good thing to just build that into your roadmap for your own internal change management to move to the workspaces as soon as you can.
Andy, there was a question about roadmap sessions, and I just wanted to raise that publicly rather than have people answer on the chat privately. If you could talk a little bit about when your sessions are and how those are run by OPM, I think that
Yeah,
might be helpful as
sure.
well.
No problem. So yeah, if you so firstly, thanks, Roz. Yes, there is 4 roadmap sessions per year. So we do quarterly roadmap sessions every quarter, and we go through all of the new features that are coming out in the product, but we'll also do an update on what's just been released within the product if we're following a product release. These are typically the second month of the quarter, second week, second day. So I would say have a look for the first to second week of August. I don't want to exactly confirm the date yet, just in case I get it wrong. But around the first half of August, we will be having another roadmap session. And you can access these invites through your account team. So if you've never been invited before, please reach out to your account team. We can send you the invite for them. And once you're invited, you'll then basically get a reminder every quarter to say that these can come in. These are happening, and you get an invite to add to your diary. Likewise, though, if you just want to have a more intimate session or more a direct session with ServiceNow, again, please reach out to your account team. One of the OPM team members, like myself, are more than happy to run you through in more detail what we're doing with our AI agents, or just generally what we're doing with AI and the platform. Is a very big investment area for us, and it's something we're really looking into across the ServiceNow platform. So we're more than happy to go through it on an individual client basis as well.
Thank you.
No problem. I suppose there's one question here that I'd like to answer, Roz, as well. Can the AI agents be built / used on compliance case management as well? So just as a quick point, loads of features coming out in the Now Assist Pro Plus and Enterprise Plus licenses. We had issue summarization come out earlier in the year. We're just going through the May release things now, so that this one that we've just shown you. Also, like Ross said at the start of the call, we have another webinar tomorrow where we're going through even more of the features on Now Assist. But the great thing is when you actually purchase Now Assist for IRM or for any of the other products, like if you have an enterprise license as well, you get access to the Now Assist admin portal, or even the Agentic AI Studio, which is what Saketh showed you today. So we do have things coming in the roadmap in the future with regards to compliance case management, in particular for AI use cases. But we are really encouraging our clients, and you will have seen this potentially if you attended our knowledge conference earlier this year, that you can create your own AI agents, your own AI use cases as well, and implement them and start using them in your own instances of ServiceNow as well. So in short, to answer your question, more is coming with compliance case in the future, but also encouraging people, if you have access to Now Assist IRM, Now Assist for IRM, also explore, all the different opportunities you can have to use AI and build your own AI agents as well.
Fantastic. So out of respect for folks' time, I'm going to ask to move on and just make this a short session. But there's opportunities to put AI to work faster with customer success that will help you maximize your success in this or other areas of working within risk. So there's a couple of QR codes there again, or when we links to areas that you can learn more about this. Next slide would be the best place that I can recommend anyone, particularly the person who is talking about just starting out, is the GRC community. When I said Andy's amazing team, I was not being just glowing because he's here, but his team has been working tirelessly to really improve the GRC area of the community and focus on the product hub, where it gives you one central place for getting onboarding kits if you need them, planning your implementation, understanding events that are coming up, getting familiar with release notes. There's a lot of information in the community across all of our GRC products beyond IRM. So definitely please feel free to go there and participate in the forums, because there's a lot of experts who will answer questions that they may have learned during their work with ServiceNow, or sometimes people from ServiceNow will answer those questions. So definitely engage in the community. It's probably the best place I can recommend. Other places to engage with us are obviously more of the prospect facing, or the person who's thinking about different solutions are available via our website. But I wanted to include that because that's a really good place for getting some of the information that might be interesting. And some of our customers are featured there on the website. So that's a really good place to see how other people are doing it. Again, the community is a great place. And our YouTube channel, where this recording will be placed, is a great place to link through to. If you want to engage with us and interact with us live, and that's probably, I cannot stress enough the benefit that you get by being with other customers, please join us in Santa Clara in October for our Accelerate event, which is now going to be connected with our security event. So you can get the flavor of both. We're going to have independent risk conversations as well as security specific conversations. And then we'll have sessions that are overlap with both. So these are going to be your peers. They're going to be everyone from the product team really talking about roadmaps and what's to come, and get you a flavor of security if that's something you're interested in too. So the QR code there is to link to the registration. Definitely engage with us, interact with us there, because that's where you're going to get much more information from peer to peer and those conversations that really you can't get anywhere else. So just thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to our presenters. Very informative. I know that it was a fairly straightforward uh, demo, and that's because we're trying to make these as simple as possible for you and to give you all of the information you need to enact these agents, to work through these workflows, to take advantage of our Now Assist skills in the best way possible for you. So definitely, if you do have more questions, reach out to us. But otherwise, I just want to thank you for joining and say have a great day. And we'll see you on the next one, hopefully tomorrow.